So I just need to let everybody know on
Says this
LinkedIn.
meeting's being live streamed, okay?
Mhm.
So I think we are live on YouTube. We are not live on LinkedIn, which is a bit of a shame, but there you go.
I'm gonna
That
check
is,
on
it is
LinkedIn
what it
again.
is.
Let's have a look.
Yeah.
No, nothing there on LinkedIn.
Sometimes there's a bit of a lag.
Yeah, it'd be nice, wouldn't it, if it was all teed up and all connected.
And I watch the videos. I've done the tutorials.
Oh, it's horrible when you like
I set
think
it all up.
then you're in somebody else's hand of LinkedIn, and
It
then
doesn't
it,
even look like it's on.
it doesn't kick in. No, still says pre-live event starting soon. Why? Could you put, for instance, in the comments on the LinkedIn where to join? Anyone's there thinking, where are we?
Could do, yeah.
Or if it is the YouTube link or the live stream, okay.
Is it
Zoom.
on YouTube now?
Hold on.
We are live on YouTube. We are not live on LinkedIn, which is a bit of a shame, but there you go. That is, it is what it is. Okay, we are live. Right, so what I'm going to do is I will let Catherine in, and then you can chat amongst yourselves for 5 minutes while I go and let everybody in LinkedIn know what's going on.
Do that.
So hopefully Catherine will appear any minute.
Hey, I hope you had a good time on Friday, Beth.
Yeah, I did. Thank you.
Bless you. Good. I'm glad you had fun. And then as you saw, I thought, well, let us chat to the venue to pencil in something at Christmas. And so I said to them, if we did it at Christmas, I booked in Friday, the 13th December. If we did Christmas, does it mean, I know it's busy, does that mean we got to do it with other companies? Because I'd like to use the stage and do something similar to what we did on Friday. They said, no, it's all yours. But it gets busy at Christmas, so we'd probably take it back for the next sit-in, whatever it's 7 o'clock, 6, 7 o'clock, whatever it is. So I said, okay. Because when you go to an event and there's like another company and you'd be like, oh, this is ours. So I'm just going through with them like their Christmas menus, and when that's all done in the next week or so. Now, I've never been this organized where I've booked a Christmas party and we haven't even tucked into summer properly yet. So I keep you posted when that's all live. But listen, thank you very much for last week. It means a lot, Beth. Is this Catherine Adams here?
Is it? Is she there?
Hi.
Oh, here you are.
Yeah, I'm coming. I'm just late. I'm walking on my way home. I'm so sorry.
You don't need to put on your you looking walk. There it is, though. Catherine, this is Beth. Beth, this is Catherine. I know you're on your phone. So
I'm sorry, Catherine. Did you know last time you came to my webinar, you were the only one, weren't you? So hopefully it was not the same this time, and it should be live on LinkedIn, but it's actually not quite yet.
No, isn't it? I'm having a look on now. Live. I'm going on having a look live. No.
Which is great. So just for the people out there that are watching wherever, or maybe watching this on a replay, just a bit of an intro to what this is and what it could be when I actually get the tech sorted and sort my life out. I'm Jackie Goddard, founder of Power to Speak. So I am a former fashion designer, a recovering actor, a speaker, and a speaker coach. So I have been running a podcast since 2020, went live to live streaming, speaking about speaking in 2021. Actually, no, 2022. So the last sort of 18 months or so, every Tuesday afternoon at 4 o'clock was a half an hour live, me interviewing somebody else on that show. And Mark Masters, who's in the room with us today, has been a guest on that several times. And but it's time, I thought, to move on. So this incarnation, I'm hoping, once I get all the tech sorted out and the issues sorted out, will be a kind of a format that I can use going forward. The problem today was LinkedIn not connecting with Zoom, which is a bit of a shame. So I will work that out. We are now live on YouTube, and hopefully there are people out there watching on YouTube. So let's get started with this. I'm going to minimize my screen there so I can see what else is going on. So say hello. Catherine, tell us where you're walking, what you're up to.
I've just been in Bristol for a meeting. I really thought I could get the half-1 train back, but I couldn't. So yeah, I was on the later train, which is a bit of a gravy train. So yeah, I'm just running back home, and as soon as I'm home, I'll be able to talk and think a bit clearer. So apologies, Jackie, but I did want to join.
No problem, Catherine. I mean, I'm really impressed that you are walking and talking. Well done. In fact, you do look like you're walking and running.
Yeah, I just want to get away from the noise of the traffic so I can hear things a bit better.
Okay, well, we'll leave you to it. You carry on. You carry on. Beth, how are you? Last I saw you was on Friday. How's the weekend?
The weekend's been good. Just a lot of trying to enjoy the sunshine, and yeah.
Yeah, good.
Deliver.
You're wearing your Scouts outfit, so you're obviously off to the Scouts this afternoon.
Yes, this evening to help with like the end of term party, and yeah.
Excellent. So party, that's another party you've been to this week.
Yeah. So it's
Brilliant. And Mark, obviously you recovered after Friday. You organised the fantastic You Are the Media summer party, which was a roaring success, I thought. How was it for you?
Yeah, it's great. Now we've added Christmas event in the diary, so
Yeah.
it was good. It's good. I want to do karaoke, Christmas karaoke now. That's what I want to do.
Great. Fabulous. I'm not sure about karaoke. I don't do it.
Yes, you want to get amongst it. That'd be good, given it last Christmas, and yeah, and you need
Yes.
margaritas and espresso martinis.
Yeah. Karaoke with Christmas songs will be different. That would be great. No, look forward to that.
There you go. Change your mind already.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. So we are waiting. I have had messages from a couple of other people saying that they will join us as well. So the idea around this is a kind of the speaker club format. For those of you that do know me out there or know or have been to the speaker club in person in Southbourne, held once a month, 2 hours of just a space where people can exercise their speaking muscles. They can come in, be with other like-minded people that are looking to build their confidence around speaking to their audience. This is an online version. I'm thinking if it's streamed live, that actually people can watch in real time, or if you want to be in the room and take part, you can also do that. So that's the idea behind that. Wow, that was quick, Catherine. Were you literally running through the door?
Yeah, it was, yeah. I'm a bit a bit hot.
Go on,
Oh,
you got to press that little still video, the still video when we all have a picture of us from like 10 years ago, and that's
Yeah, do it right now. Yeah, go on. Thanks.
I do that. I put that picture, that profile picture of me, which is obviously taken by the lovely Zelda, and then I click in and my picture comes up and it's like, oh God, was that really me? So what I was hoping to do to start off, obviously I've had a bit of an intro from me. Why don't you tell us what you, why you're here in terms of speaking? Is it just because you want to get more confident in speaking? Beth, I know we had a conversation earlier and you've not really had the opportunity to speak anywhere. Is it something that you're looking at doing, or you'd like to practice a little bit more?
Yeah, it would be. Yeah.
And where do you think it would benefit you most?
Not really sure, to be fair, just to try and build my confidence in talking in front of people.
Yeah.
And
So
yeah.
Ted, you are at uni still, aren't you? I know I've said this to you on Friday, and then I wasn't sure as the words came out of my mouth. Tell us what you're up to now and what you're looking at doing, because I know you've sort of been a student.
I'm just in the middle of doing my dissertation at uni, and at the moment I'm not particularly sure of what route I want to go into in a few months, and yeah, just going slow a bit.
Yeah. I mean, the good thing about speaking and practicing speaking is it just builds your confidence in all areas, doesn't it? So that if you're going into an interview or if you're going into networking, the confidence around speaking is really helpful. Cool. Excellent. Yeah. And Catherine, what's your reasoning?
Well, I feel that I could do a bit better. I feel that I'm a little bit improv. I'm not very polished. I feel that I'm a bit overconfident, and then when it comes to it, I'm just not very good.
Oh, that sounds a bit mean.
but I think I'm all right. And I think I could be a bit more polished, and I think there might be some opportunities coming up if we get another Bath, You Are the Media Lunch Club. And the other thing, Jackie, is that I've seen your live events on a Thursday, and I just can't get there because I don't live there. And I thought that I would have liked to have joined in had I been there. So when you said you were thinking about putting something online, I thought, well, let's investigate together. So thanks.
Excellent. Brilliant. Hello, Alex.
Hello.
And hello, Karen. Karen, can you hear us okay? You can shout at us if you like. I think you're in the States, aren't you, Karen, if I remember rightly?
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear.
Oh, brilliant. Lovely to have you.
Thank you.
Yeah, this should have been streaming live to LinkedIn. Unfortunately, for whatever reason, me having
found you. I just found you.
I spent a couple of hours trying to set it all up, and on the moment, because it won't let you go live until about 5 minutes before you actually the timing is there. And obviously, I clicked go live, and it just was saying no. Computer says no. So that was it. So we're live on YouTube, live streaming on YouTube. So welcome. We're just going around the room and finding out why people are wanting to exercise their speaking muscles a little bit more. So, Alex, obviously you do come to the in-person speaker club that I hold here in the UK. Tell the room and obviously our viewers on YouTube why you are here.
Okay, I have had the pleasure to be on your podcast as well, saying a bit about this, if anybody's heard that. So I am in the creative industry in Bournemouth. So that's with Mark and Jackie and loads of others. I worked abroad about 15 years ago, and I had a huge accident, a very dangerous, life-changing accident, and it kind of changed my personality a bit, and it stripped my confidence. And before that, I was quite happy with speaking in front of others. Weirdly or interestingly, now I'm fine speaking one-on-one, and I'm quite, as you probably attest to, Jackie, I'm quite confident, and I'm, in person, and I'm sociable and friendly and, lovely. But when it comes to speaking in front of an audience of, I'm going to say more than two, I get all flustered. I mean, now I'm doing it a little bit, a bit flustered, and the confidence goes, and I don't know why. Something to do with my accident in my brain. So that's why I've come to you to kind of get over that, or get some tips and tricks to help with it, and then overcome it.
Yeah. No, and I we've had the conversation before about storytelling, and actually the point of standing up and giving a presentation and telling your story, what is the point? It has to be about the audience and not about you. And I think that's the point you're getting to, isn't it, Alex? You're kind of feeling like you now want to share the story, because I think it will help other people too.
I hope so.
Yeah, I am actually going to click record, because even though we're going live and it will be on YouTube, it would be good to record it. So if you don't mind just clicking that, just agreeing with that, we'll record from now on. Hello, Christoph is in the room. Hello. Oh, are you at the Foundry? Cool. Excellent. Welcome. Welcome. We're just doing a little bit of an intro, Christoph. So, Karen, tell us a little bit about why you wanted to come along today. Can you unmute, Karen? Are you in a space where you can speak? No. We'll move on
No,
to
I'm
Chris.
sorry.
Oh, there you
Yes. Yes, I'm here. I'm just listening. I was listening. I was doing something. I couldn't find you, so I was starting listening to my Bible study.
go. Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
but I'm okay now. All right. Well, I don't know. I just heard. I heard you speaking on Jillian. You know, Whitney.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Platform. So I saw, that you're a speaker. So yeah, I didn't. No particular reason. I do. I'm not. I don't really speak in public, like on a stage, but. I mean, I'm always learning, never know when you have to, what I'm saying? So I'm learning, the process. And I like to listen to other people. I like to listen to, especially women speaking, so, I'm just learning how to speak in, public, just
Yes.
in case I have to,
Yeah.
not a,
And you run your own business as well, don't you?
I have a tailoring business.
Hey,
I
what,
have a
sorry?
tailor at my house. A
Tailor.
tailor. I'm a tailor in my house.
Oh, okay.
So, but I worked for the phone company for 30 years, so I don't have a problem. When I was younger, I was kind of shy and didn't speak in public. But now, I really don't have a problem as long as I know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
I don't want to put me on the spot.
Yeah.
I mean, but I learned speaking. We had to do customer service, and I did do. I work in the store sometime. Doing demos. So, I don't have long as I know what I'm talking about, because I'm finding now people, especially young kids or people are savvy, so they don't want to, how they like to test you, So
Yeah.
they say, oh, let me see if this person know what they're talking about. So
Yes.
they might already know the answer, but they just want to see if you know. So I like
Yeah.
to know what I'm talking about. I don't have a problem. So
Yeah. You
thank
don't want to
you.
get caught out like that. Be
Right.
prepared.
These little kids now, they smart, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Be
They
smarter
especially
than a 10-year-old.
Yeah, they want to just test you. They want to test you. So and plus the people they just savvy. Now they just So you have to
Yeah.
know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Or you
Absolutely.
get up there.
Absolutely. Thank you, Cam. Well, thank you for coming
Thank you.
along. Brilliant to
Thank
have you
you.
here.
Thank you so much.
Christoph, obviously you are a member of the Speaker Club, quite often there every month. And you did a presentation for us last week. So how was that for you? How do you feel that went?
But much more importantly, how was it for you? Alex was there too, so she can give and also look at the market some stage, sort of polished up.
Did it feel okay for you though?
Yeah, it was quite spontaneous. I hadn't had an opportunity to do much prep for it as a presentation. So, but because I've been doing this with you for a while, speaking on the hoof, a cappella, improvising or whatever is now kind of not a scary prospect.
Yeah.
So from that point of view, perfectly comfortable. I don't know, what did but you were sort of trying to send me some feedback, which is very good. So yes, I think for a first start.
Yeah. No, I think it did. As you say, it's something that you talk about quite often. So it's obviously a subject close to your heart. And for a first time, and for what you only took sort of 7 to 10 minutes, it wasn't even that. So I think it can be developed, and I think it's great.
As Karen says, when you talk about something then you feel a bit more comfortable.
Yeah, brilliant. Mark, why are you here? Because you are on stages quite a lot.
Well, as well as supporting you and your endeavors, is also the way to we can never kind of presume we step into these spaces and we're the finished articles. So how can I be in with your Speaker Club and find ways to sharpen my tools and new ideas and help me with things like my things that I want to be better at are around poise and finding those moments to be quieter. And I know my subject matter, but does the audience. So how can I present in a way that feels calm and collected, but still not lose those moments of energy and shouting.
We like a bit of shouting, but it's, that's your personality, and that we don't want to lose that at all. And that's very much what I would recommend to people, is don't ever try to be somebody you're not. If that's the way you are, if that's the way you present, that's what people expect. They want you to be authentic. They want you to be the same person in real life as you are on the stage. So if that involves some energy, brilliant. That's personality. It's your personality. So that's what you need to bring to it. But every day is a school day, and you're always learning. So yeah, just go with it. Right. Now, it's now nearly 2:25. Now, I understand, obviously, with all the confusion at the beginning, we might go slightly over. Is everybody all right to carry on? Excellent. Well, we'll continue with what I have planned. So, having done some intros, those of you that have worked with me before know that I like to do a warm-up. So if you are able, we're going to do a little bit of movement. Now, Karen, you won't know this. And Beth, I don't know if you've been in the room when we've done a warm-up before, but the whole reason behind warming up physically, so warming up your body, is to get rid of all the tension that you bring into any space with you. So when I was trained as an actor, you do a warm-up without even think about it. When you're an athlete, you walk into a space, before you go to do anything, you do a warm-up. You need to get rid of all the tension and all of the stress that you bring along with you. And just by moving through your body and shaking out all of the tension, you are warmed up and ready to get started. So if you can stand up, then do. If you can't, even if you can't, I won't hold it against you, but give it a go.
Can I just say, I look forward to seeing Christoph do this.
It's going to be good enough.
Yeah,
okay. I'm going to advertise for you, Jackie. All right.
Just where you are, Christoph. We'll
What was saying about you, Mark?
Yeah, what are you, Mark?
About me. You do your own warm. You crack on with your own warm up.
I was already stood up, Jackie. I was ready.
Well done. Just roll your shoulders back. Karen, I can't see you, but I'm assuming you are doing this along with us. So roll your shoulders back. Feel all that we hold so much tension in our shoulders. And then forward. We'll just whiz through this. We won't do but this is kind of what you need to start with the top of your head and work your way down. So squeeze your shoulders to your ears and relax. And Christoph can get everybody in the foundry
People
doing
in the
this.
foundry are going, what is he doing?
Yeah, and relax. Good.
I'm already getting questions.
We're getting questions.
Get them to join in, Christoph.
Yeah.
And drop your chin to your chest and just roll your head over one shoulder and feel the stretch in the side of your neck, and then back over the other shoulder. And then one more time. And then back again. And then back to center. Good. Now just start drawing little circles with your nose and let the circles get bigger and bigger. And then go back in the other direction. So nice big circles. Feel all that crunching in your neck. You're getting rid of all that tension. And then the circles get smaller and smaller and smaller.
Christoph's given up.
Who?
Christoph's
given up. Yes. Shake out your arms. Sit nice and loose.
I'm just
stretch right the way across your chest, into your fingertips, into your hands. Roll your wrists. Roll your hands one way and the other. This is a fast moving warm up. So stretch right across your chest, palms up over your head, up to the ceiling, on your tiptoes, and then back down again. Good. And then swing your arms, make them nice and heavy. The whole point of this is just to really get rid of the tension in your shoulders. So nice and loose. Knees should be nice and soft. And if you can, you've got space, go over the top. And then back the other way. Good. Good shake out. Excellent. Now shake your hips. Come on, Christoph, shake your booty. Good. Roll your hips round one way and then the other way. Good. Shake your legs. One leg and then the other leg. Roll your feet round. Rotate your ankles one way and the other way. Good. And then open the gate. Or, as Felicity told me, this is called sumo sides. It's what they do when they're warming up for skiing. Oh, somebody arrived and then they disappeared. They obviously weren't ready. Sorry. No, somebody decided they might come along and then decided against it. Good. Okay, now your face.
It will be today.
Very important just to warm up.
You check.
That's it. Good. Mouth really wide.
Earlier.
Really small. Really wide.
Yeah.
Really small. Good. I can hear somebody talking and I can't quite work out what it is. No. Gone. Okay. Okay, just have a tap. You need to wake up 43 muscles in your face. Wake up all of those muscles. Up onto your top of your head. That's it. Back down onto your chest. And do me a nice big ah. Good. A nice big yawn. Ah. One more. Ah. Good. Very, very quickly, we're going to do the breathing. So just middle fingers together on the, just put them on the fleshy bed of your stomach under here, Karen, if you can see me. Just, we're going to learn how to breathe into your belly. I will put the links to this breathing exercise in the show notes so that you can follow this at home. But as you breathe in, I don't want to see your shoulders move. Shoulders nice and soft. Should all be in the tummy. So breathe right the way down underneath your hands so that you feel your fingertips move apart. Take a really nice deep breath in. Feel your fingertips move apart. And then as you breathe out, just do an ah. Bring your fingers back together until they're right back together and you run out of breath. Good. One more time. Ah, keep going, keep going. Ah. Good. I can't hear anybody doing that. Ah.
Ah.
Well done. Well done. I will put the link in so that you can practice that at home because that takes time and we don't have time here to do that. But I will make sure everybody gets a link to practice that one. But that diaphragmatic breathing, pyramid breath is the one that you need to really practice because it works out all of your breathing muscles so that when it comes to speaking on a stage or in front of an audience, if you're feeling slightly nervous, Karen, if you're doing a demo and you need to speak over other people that are speaking, then that pyramid breath and using all of those breathing muscles will really help you to project your voice. So that's the breathing that you need to learn in order to get performance ready. And I will also in the links put the link to the box breathing or the circle breathing, which is the one that really sort of helps regulate your nervous system. So if anybody's out there listening and they want to check out those videos, then either message me and I'll make sure you get them. Or if you look in YouTube, certainly for pyramid breathing or box breathing, there's 2 videos there that you'll be able to find to do that. Fabulous. Any questions on the breathing? Christoph hasn't been asked to leave yet, but several people wanted to join in and they should join in. It's good for everybody. We should make this a regular thing. 2 o'clock, Christoph. Tell everybody at the Foundry that this is what happens at 2 o'clock now on a Tuesday. Everybody's going to join in. I am going to do a quick, absolutely. I'm going to do a quick presentation about how to get from fear to excitement. And then we're going to have a bit of a chat. But is there any questions about the breathing? Beth, how did you find that?
Yeah, I found it all right. Yeah.
Oh, Karen's saying she takes breathing classes. So is that, Beth, is that anything you've ever done like that before for any reason?
Not that I can remember, no.
No. But it is a good one to practice. And Karen, what kind of breathing exercises do you do?
Well, the guy teaches Tai Chi. I do Tai Chi. I go But he's matter of fact, when I finish with you, you know, he's coming. I'm going on there. But I never but Tai Chi. We do the breathing like we hold the I go tomorrow too. I go a lot of different ones. But we never the noise you made. I didn't ever do that, so that's good. Like we hold it, take the breath, and go to your tummy. We hold it in tummy like we do, but we never put the hands there and do that noise. So that's good. I'll do that. Okay.
Or your vocal cords are also muscles. So if you let that sound just vibrate over your vocal cords, that's what
They, you know, the Tai Chi, I guess they don't do it, you know.
Yeah.
We don't put that noise. I'll add that in. But we do this, you know, with the stomach, you know, break the breath, and it goes all the way, you know, you see the ladies breathe up in the mouth, and they go all the way down to your stomach, your tummy, like.
Yeah.
But then now we don't do the hand part, but I could add that in.
Yeah. Well, that's it's good. It's all good. It's all good.
Good. Yeah, very good.
Excellent. Right, I'm going to share my screen quickly and do a very quick presentation. Let's see, what is it? It's that one. Can you all see that? How to get from fear to excitement. Yeah, how do we get from fear to excitement? So many people are frightened of speaking in public. And as we know, glossophobia is what the fear of public speaking is called. Fear and anxiety when speaking in front of a group of people. Let me make you smaller so I can see that. So that's glossophobia. So it actually has a name, the fear of public speaking. So what is there to be frightened of? I mean, what is fear? What are your fears? Is it anxiety? The physical anxiety of being in front of an audience, you know, that physical feeling of feeling sick or sweating or whatever. Are you frightened of being judged, stumbling over your words, forgetting stuff? Tumbleweed, that kind of feeling of like you think you've made a joke and it just falls flat. What is it that you're worried about? Is it lack of clarity? Is there anything in there that anybody wants to talk about? Just, you know, come off mute and tell me if there's anything you want to tell me about an anxiety that you might have.
Tumbleweeds.
Tumbleweed, yeah, worst feeling. How do you cope with tumbleweed, Mark?
Sorry, is that just a horrible uneasy palm? I mean, if you say something and you're expecting an emotion or something back, and you can sense that lack of energy in the room, it's horrible. I've done it loads of times. It's awful. I hate it. What do? I carry on and persevere, and then I take an absolute shoeing of confidence. So yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think there's much else you can do. I mean, you try this stuff out, don't you? You know, if it lands, it lands. If it doesn't, it doesn't. You carry on. There's not much else you can do apart of just make sure you don't completely sort of collapse. It's just, you know, just keep going. Fear. What is fear? A distressing emotion aroused from impending danger, whether the threat is real or imagined. The feeling or condition of being afraid. But what I want to pick up on here is if the threat is real or imagined, because actually, as Seneca says, we suffer more in imagination than in reality. So it is that feeling, isn't it? It's not something that we can see, but it's something that we can feel. It's in our imagination. The gorgeous Tom Morris says, fear is a feeling, courage is a choice. So fear is a feeling. The anxiety that you have is in your imagination. And that's hard. That's a hard concept to really sort of think about sometimes. And Stephen Bartlett says, keep doing what frightens you most, because the more you do stuff, the easier it gets. And, you know, you're never, ever going to get rid of those nerves completely, but they show you care. They are your energy, and they are the reason you're up there is because you care. And so you don't want to get rid of the anxiety completely, but you just need to practice. So if there's something that frightens you, keep doing it, because it will only get easier and it will get better, and you'll get more used to doing what you're doing. So keep going. So that's fear. But what is excitement? A feeling of great enthusiasm and eagerness. Eagerness, is that the word? Yes. A feeling of great enthusiasm and eagerness. So what makes you excited, and what's the benefits? What do you gain from being excited if you're speaking to an audience? Enjoyment, the opportunities that come when you are excited about speaking, then you are happy to get in front of audiences and you're happy to speak about yourself and your business. So you get more sales, more money, more respect. It can be joyful. You get validated. You become an influential personal brand. You build your your credibility and your trust. So when you are excited about sharing your message, then you make your audience excited as well. And I say to people, what do? I get people excited about stepping in front of an audience and speaking to an audience. And I know that from my acting experience, that when I was happy and excited and comfortable with my content, with my character, with what the story I was telling, I got to the point where I was excited to get on stage. I couldn't wait to show people what I'd been doing. And that's where I want to get my clients to, is that they are so comfortable and confident in themselves and their content that they can't wait to show it to other people. So what's the difference between anxiety and excitement? The feeling you get in your body with both is the same feeling. So both are aroused emotions. So both send cortisol rushing around your body. You sweat, your heart beats faster. But the thing with that feeling when you're anxious is that you're waiting for something bad to happen. But with that same feeling, if you're excited, you're waiting for something good to happen. So that's the mindset change. There's a piece around just changing your mindset, so that once you get those butterflies and you get that feeling, rather than thinking, oh my God, something bad's going to happen, think, oh my God, I'm so excited. And that's a way of just sort of helping you deal with those nerves. As I say, you don't want to get rid of them totally because they are your energy. But what's the bridge? The bridge between fear and excitement? It's confidence, isn't it? It's confidence in yourself. Confidence, the definition of, is the feeling or belief that one can have faith in or rely on someone or something. Now, to me, that means looking inward. That means building your confidence in you, in yourself. And once you have that kind of self-awareness, was it Socrates said, know thyself. So your confidence comes from a self-awareness, from a looking inwards. Tasha Eurich was a psychologist, researcher, and author, and she wrote in a Harvard Business Review article that research suggests that when we see ourselves clearly, we are more confident and more creative. So you're unique. So look inside, find out what motivates you, and take the stories and experiences you've had and really own them. That's where your self-awareness and your confidence will come from. Be comfortable in your own story. Seneca says, confidence is a trust in oneself. And so 70% of the work that I do with people when I'm working on a talk or a presentation with them is finding that content that they're really comfortable with. And that content generally comes from somewhere within, from their own experiences. The reason they're doing what they're doing is generally because they want to pass on their learning to other people. And that's where the confidence comes from, because they have found that self-awareness in themselves to really look at the experiences they've been through and use them for their audience. It's not so much fake it till you make it, but be it till you become it. So have a think about where your confidence comes from and how you can look inward and build the confidence in yourself. So that's a whistle-stop tour of how to get from fear to excitement. So I will stop sharing my screen there and just see if anything came up for anybody from that. Any questions? So
yeah, that makes sense.
yeah,
So that's obviously a kind of key transformation if you're going to appear to other people or to your audience to be enjoying what you're doing rather than sweating, struggling your way through it. Do you have a kind of a way of measuring where you are on the fear to excitement scale? So when is it going to feel good, or those nerves are still there, but you still, so what is the feeling of flow almost on stage for you? What do we look out for? Well, yes, I'm doing this.
Well, I mean, for me, it's it's that feeling that you get before your birthday, or I certainly did as a kid, before your birthday, before Christmas, and it's that little those little the butterflies in your stomach that, and if you can look at what you're going to be doing, if you are comfortable enough that the feeling you get is that kind of excitement rather than a kind of overwhelming, oh my God, because there's as I say, they're the same feeling in your body, that anxiety and excitement. So too much of either is too much. So it's finding a balance, but it's making sure that you are well prepared enough as well. So being, as I say, memorize to improvise, so that you know your stuff inside out. We're all knowledge experts. We all know our stuff. But when you've got a flow to your talk or your presentation that you're comfortable with, when you know what stories you're going to be telling and you know that they're going to land well with the audience, then that's when you can be playful and you can be excited because you are because you're well prepared. You're not kind of thinking, oh my God, I don't know if this is going to go right. You kind of think, oh, well, actually, I know it so well that if I am distracted, if the tech doesn't work, then actually I can have fun with the audience because I know who they are and I know my stuff. Yeah. Mark, how do you prepare? How do you cope with the anxiety to get yourself into a point of looking forward to stepping on stage?
By knowing what I'm talking about and being enthused about what I believe in. And if we can believe what we're talking about, it makes it so much easier to get a point across rather than fumbling our way something because we've kind of, if I can share something that I found out on my own terms, that's so much easier than something that I read in a book. But I have a question as well. Can I ask a question?
Yeah, of course.
It's about persuasion. Again, presenting to people and everything else, it's persuasion. What you would suggest are good ways that you would know that you're in a better chance to persuade people? For instance, I am now better at taking out ums and ahs and taking that out. What would you advise are ways where you know you can get whether that's someone to buy into you, whether there's an audience to buy into you, ways that you can persuade one person or a group of people, and how we present. So I know if I'm taken out, I used to be ums and ahs all over the place. Yeah, it's just my inquisitive mind.
I mean, ums and ahs are there because we speak too fast. We want to fill silence. So we speak too fast and our brains can't catch up with our mouths. So we've put in filler words because we can't cope with the silence. So it's about being confident enough to, sorry, I've got a lawnmower just started out the back here. So apologies for that if you can hear it.
I can't hear it, it's fine.
No. Yeah, it's about just taking your time and the confidence that comes with experience. You know, when we all get to a certain age, and Beth, you are the beginning of your career, whereas we've all been doing what we're doing for quite a while. So there's a confidence that comes with age and experience, and just with really knowing who you are and being comfortable in yourself. And I think if you get to that point, then you're quite happy to take your time, speak in a measured way, slow the pace down, don't be afraid of the silences, and give the audience a chance to really listen to what it is that you have to say. Because I think so often, if you haven't got that confidence, if you haven't got that experience, if you're worried that you're going to be caught out in some way, then you speak too fast and then you end up tripping over your words.
Can I share some things that actually Jackie has taught us, which is very relevant to this? Oh, who's that?
Don't know.
That you have said, Jackie, that in our many chats, that nobody knows exactly what you're going to say. So if you do get it wrong a little bit and you're worried about that, nobody's going to know you've gone slightly wrong apart from you. You're the only person. And another thing you said is the cortisol is there's a fine line between anxiety cortisol and excitement cortisol. And you just have to change that anxiety fear into excitement. It's it's the same chemical. You said it's a fine line between, you just need to make that into the butterflies you get from excitement, change it from the anxiety butterflies to the excitement butterflies. And I've been working on that one. When I feel it bubbling up, I think, right, change it to actually it's quite exciting.
Yeah.
Which was a brilliant thing to
Oh, that's great. That's great. Welcome, Anwin. Can you hear us? Are you able to say hello?
Hello.
Hello.
There I
Hello. Lovely to have you here. Welcome.
Yeah, thank you.
I have to say you're a little bit we're probably going to be going on for another 5-10 minutes, but we're sort of wrapping up. So unfortunately you've missed, but there will be a replay, I assume, on YouTube because it's going live to YouTube. So you'll be able to watch it back.
I saw the link late. I was looking for the event on LinkedIn.
So sorry about that. Yeah, something in the tech wasn't quite working. I will work that out before I do this again. So we've just had a presentation. I've just done a presentation, and when talking about getting from fear to excitement when you're speaking to an audience. Is there anything you'd like to add to that, or tell us a little bit about why would you like to speak to more audiences? Is it something that you're looking to do?
For me, it's just being comfortable with it, and also being able to do it when asked on the spot as well, because there'll be many events and many social occasions that you might not have gone there with the intention of speaking, but then, an opportunity might come along. So don't want to be caught by the whole, I've not prepared and everything, but be able to, grab the opportunities as they come along. So being able to speak better and more eloquently and to the point is what I'm trying to do.
Yeah. Have you got anything in your back pocket, so to speak? Have you got anything that's sort of prepared so that if somebody said to you, can you just fill in here? Do you have a talk or a presentation that you use?
If only I was that prepared.
Is anybody else? Is that something that anybody else does have in their back pocket? Something? Yeah.
I do now. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Catherine.
I am a volunteer for guide dogs. So I take the dog, who's an ambassador dog, with me. I say that she does the speaking. She never does. Honestly, she always tells me she will, but she never does. And I've got a talk prepared because I went on a course with guide dogs, but specifically just to practice the speech. So because everybody's got a different story, or everybody does a different speech. So if you want a guide dog talk for your club or your community, you go to the central place, request it, and then it comes out to all the volunteers like me, and whoever's the closest picks it up and goes along and does it. So it could be brownies, it could be police cadets. I was at an infant school last week, and I had to change my talk quite dramatically for 5-year-old children who just wanted to put their hands up and tell me about their cats.
Yes.
But yeah, the kind of thread is there. And I guess it's really helpful knowing that you've prepared it and you can come back to it. But still, I was thinking as I left, I should have told them that. That would have been more interesting. Or I hadn't really thought about what else I could do with 5-year-olds.
It's hard. It's having something that is adaptable, isn't it? And yeah. But great. Anybody else on that point? No. And when Alex, as you came on, we were just discussing the fact that anxiety and excitement are the same feeling in your body. So anxiety and excitement both produce cortisol. So they're both aroused emotions. They're both the same chemical in the body. That cortisol goes mad, makes your heart beat, your palms sweat, and all of those things. So it's the anxiety is you're waiting for something bad to happen. The excitement is you're waiting for something good to happen. So Alex was just saying that something that's helped her is just knowing that actually that feeling you get can be looked on as excitement rather than anxiety. So, yeah. Christoph.
This is a device that I think Mark uses quite a bit, which is throwing something out to the audience, sometimes without any expectation of any response from the audience, but just prodding the audience gently to respond in some way. I mean, I guess it's a risk in a sense, because you might just get nothing. But what do you think about that as a device to feed off the audience energy, to boost your confidence? And should you plan that, or should you just chuck it out?
I think if you are prepared enough, it goes back to that memorize to improvise, doesn't it? It goes back to knowing if you've got something in your back pocket, if you've got that talk prepared that you've adapted for a 10-minute presentation or an hour and a half presentation, as long as you've got the basics that you've got the foundation that you've rehearsed and you've worked with and you've practiced and you've spoken out loud and maybe you've done it a couple of times already, that actually once you're that comfortable with it, you can then throw things out to the audience. But just be aware that's improvisation in its purest terms. You're kind of inviting that interaction, which is great. It's what I do all the time, and I enjoy it. But not everybody enjoys it. I've seen stand-up comedians. I have two examples of stand-up comedians that I've seen that are completely different. Jenny Eclair. I don't know if you know Jenny Eclair, the comedian. She came to a local art centre. Well, I'd seen her years and years ago, and I'd see her quite regularly. She was on the circuit in London back in the day, and she'd come and do exactly the same set. She never wavered from the set. That was, Neville and the Breville Toaster. That was her thing. And when I saw her again at the art centre where I was working, she didn't do the same set that she'd done all those years ago, but you could tell that if she'd got any heckles or if anybody had said anything from the audience, it would have thrown her completely, because she had a script and she went word for word with what she was doing. Whereas another comedian I saw called Andy Osho came in and she had a script, she knew the stories, she had the jokes, she knew what she was doing, but she was confident enough in her content that at one point she said, "Turn on the house lights, I want to talk to the audience." And that then is completely off script. And she's got to be confident in her own content and her own self to be able to do that. So I think it depends how comfortable and confident you feel in your content and in yourself. So Mark, how do you cope with that then?
Let me put that back on. Sorry, how do I approach?
Yeah, just interacting with the audience. Is it something you plan?
Yeah, no, on a whim. As we see on Friday, when people were coming in late, I shout their names and we can all cheer. And the reason I do like Christoph walking in late, and the reason I do it is it's not there to belittle or whatever anyone that comes in. It's just those little moments when all eyes can go in where there's movement in the room, and you're doing it just to keep energy levels high. And it's quite nice when somebody hears a lot of people cheering for them. It just so happens that Christoph was walking in. I wasn't doing it to point him out, but it's just a little distraction. As you said there's a narrative, and then you throw in a little kind of loose cannon just to wake everybody up again. That's the way I do it. I haven't copied it from anyone. It's just something that, I don't know, helps me out as well, makes me feel a little bit more at ease.
Yeah, I think it does. I think if you can see the audience as part of your presentation and not almost like a wall that you're talking to, it feels so much better. It's a two-way, it's a dialogue you're having. It might be you stood on the stage or in front of people. And
can I just say, and when you do know the people well enough, it's almost they're a part of it with you. So imagine if I was doing it for another networking group and there was someone I was connected to vaguely on LinkedIn and I shouted out their name. That'd be awful. But when you kind of know the people that you were with, it makes it so much easier, because you kind of feel comfortable that that person isn't going to feel, or hopefully not feel, too threatened by it. Yeah, it just depends with the audience that you're presented to and the environment that you're creating. Is it loose and is it fun? Is it party-like, or does it have to be taken in a more serious approach? You wouldn't do it in a pitch, but you do it in that kind of environment where you're inviting everybody to step that little bit closer in.
Yeah. Again, it depends on the audience, doesn't it? And it's knowing your audience, because as you say, it can be really uncomfortable if you do that in the wrong environment. If it's not the right place to do it, then actually it will do you more damage. Whereas if you're in a friendly environment and you know the audience, then it adds to the atmosphere and the enjoyment.
I've seen people use it in a completely foreign audience, just use it as a kind of a way of bringing people in. It's very practiced. And you can more or less, it's a bit like being ChatGPT on stage. You know more or less what someone's going to say. When does the fun start or something like that? You're gonna have a line ready for it, I suppose. But it would be useful to practice in the speaker club, just doing a talk for a couple of minutes as we do, and then trying at some stage to bring in someone or refer to something or ask a question, and then learn how to deal with the answer, even though it might be quite sort of random, not really what you expected. It'd be handy. Alex, I would observe, find it very easy, on Friday, because she's hugged everybody, all 90 people in the room.
I have to say, just for context there, Karen and Wyn, those of us, the others in the room, were at an event on Friday together, and Alex, in the center of my screen here, actually broke a world record of as many hugs in a minute as you can give. So congratulations, Alex. So she hugged us all, me at least 3 times. So yeah, all good, all good. Well, we'll start wrapping up there. Is there any sort of last things that you want to talk about? I did have on my list, I was going to play some sort of some improv exercises that we do in real life in the speaker club, but I kind of got a bit thrown at the beginning. So certainly they will be part of the plan going forward if this ever sees the light of day. This format. So it'd be good to know. But if there's anything else that you'd like to add to that before we say goodbye.
No, thank you though, Jackie. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Well done. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I like the word definition. The screens you were showing about the words.
Yeah.
The definition, I like that. Cause when I seen excitement and anxieties, I said, no, excitement is the up, like the up part, and anxiety is like the down. The same. Like you go in this, like just like he was saying. You already know, like, oh, I'm excited because I'm, but anxiety is like, you might know it, but you might have doubts, you know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
you're anxious and you're like, oh boy,
Yeah.
So all are good. So
yeah, I always say don't worry about worrying,
yes,
because we all worry. Everybody does it. You're not the only one. So
yeah, I noticed. I forgot the speaker was saying. I forgot. Because I listen to a lot of stuff that they were saying. People worry so much and they get sick from worrying. It's nothing gonna happen. You're always worrying too much. So like that's the bad part. Making you get a headache. That's the worrying. Worrying about nothing.
And that's that thing of the fact that fear really is we suffer more in our imaginations than we do in reality. So fear being really in our heads a lot of the time. So excellent. All right. Well, thank you so much for being here. I will get the tech right next time. I will go and find out how I can actually get authenticated on LinkedIn to go live. I thought I had, but there you go. Every day's a school day. But from me, for now, I would love your feedback. Please do message me. Anybody that might be out there watching the replay or has been watching live on YouTube, I would love your comments and any feedback, because this is something I'd like to take forward. It's a format that I'd like to develop and see if I can work it into something that could be a regular occurrence, whether that's weekly, fortnightly or monthly, whatever it might be, but just an online version of a speaker club, a club that we can all come into and feel it's a safe space to share and talk, even though it's been live streamed to the world. But yeah, it's all good. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you next time, and I will be in touch.
Thanks, Jackie.
Thank you.
Have a fabulous week. Bye-bye.